What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys, and of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second, hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us anywhere and everywhere at My Cowboys Family, and of course, hop in the Discord link for that's in the description box down below.
Brand new week, guys. Appreciate everybody here with us. We got a couple of things to touch on as some news, info, and updates on our Dallas Cowboys came trickling through the news, the airwaves, I guess you could say, today. So we're going to get to it tonight here. It's going to be a shorter one, so if you want to drop your comments, your thoughts, the love from above, just keep it in mind, it's going to be a quicker stream tonight. But we're going to ready to rock into this information in a minute. But first, as we start...
actually mean that this time.
Yeah. As we kick off a new week, we got to shout out some same olds here. Some dominators, some monsters of our channel.
Familiar faces. Thank you very much for showing the love. McLovin. He is your sponsor of the week.
3 weeks in a row. And that's pretty good. You get up to 3 in a row. Now you get into like uncharted territory. Very few people have gone 3-4 weeks in a row as a sponsor of the week. So much love to McLovin. As you can see, he's also above there as the king of the Cash App.
That's right.
For 4 straight weeks, a full month of domination. Now, I always like to remind everybody, Jason Renfro, who you can see there with 89 points on the Stream Boss, he is the all-time record holder when it comes to the Cash App kingdom and that streak of 20 in a row. So McLovin's got a way to go, but it's 1/5 there, I guess you can say. Appreciate you, McLovin. Much love to him on the sponsor of the week and the Cash App King for the last 3 and 4 weeks.
That's right.
And Jason Renfro, of course, much love to him with 89 points as a Stream Boss. Don't forget, we have a membership gifting champion, the king of the gifting, and that is Mr. Skeptical Fan. Yes, he took
staying skeptical.
Yeah, he took the crown last week, and he went back to back this week. Yes, with Dak 4. Yeah, Mr. Skeptical Fan back to back as our membership gifting champion. Appreciate you in a big way. As you can see, though, a new week. There's nobody on that gifting board right now. It's completely empty. And if you look at the other boards, the Cash App and the overall board, you'll see that we had Mr. Jason Renfro, by the way, dropping a pre-stream $3.60 holler.
Woo.
Appreciate the man, Mr. Jason Renfro. He said, "Cowboy." He does Cowboys. It. So much love to Jason as he takes the lead in the Cash App. He is second place overall, though, because of the man pre-streaming it as well, Mr. A. Lavelle.
Ooh, thank you so much, Mr. Lavelle. Do you know what he had to say?
I know he's a silver level member for like 45 months here in MCF. What did the longest running member of our membership in any shape, form, or fashion, what did he have to say with that $10 holler?
What's up, MCF and MCW? What's good, everyone in the chat? Hope everyone is safe and healthy. Congrats to Dak and his family on the birth of his daughter.
Yep.
Forget the all-in clown Joneses.
Yep.
And let's go Cowboys, baby.
Hell yeah. There's no all-in. It ain't happening. But hell yeah. Agree with Dak thing. I agree with the Cowboys. This is roll with. We got to roll with the clown show. We got no choice. Raul is a member because of the man staying skeptical once again, taking an early lead.
Woo.
On the gifting board. Skeptical Fan trying to go back to back to back, 3 in a row. Appreciate you, Skeptical Fan. Gifting, one of the best ways to help out the channel here, gifting memberships. So thank you, sir, and congratulations to Raul getting in there. So, yes, great comments there from Mr. Lavelle. Great comments from, great love there from Mr. Skeptical Fan. Agree across the board. That, again, Jason's still holding it down, though. 89 points. The Stream Boss, second place. Well, he's actually third place now overall.
Yeah.
Skeptical jumps in front of him. And Jason's still in the lead on the Cash App for now. Overall board, though, Mr. A. Lavelle kicking off a brand new week here at MCF. So, again, I'll get to that in a minute, baby.
Yeah, we kind of just saw it live and in action. A few of the different ways you can show the love here at MCF,
A.
right?
Lavelle with the Super Chat. You have a gifted membership. You can jump into the memberships on your own. You can also hit the thanks button on any video. But there's 4 other ways you can drop the love, as you can see, in the Cash App side of things, to get that crown, the Cash App crown. Uh-oh. Let's hold up a second, because Kathy Martis, well, congrats to you. Because you got yourself a gifted membership from the man. Staying skeptical again. Put a 2 on it.
Yeah, he said back to back like our 90s Cowboys as well. Thank you so much, Skeptical.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Much
love for showing the love. And yeah, congrats, Kathy. Yeah. Drop them if you got them, guys. Again, lots of ways to show the love here in MCF. Gifted memberships, the Super Chats, thanks button. But you have the Cash App, Money Side My Cowboys Family, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family. Of course, you have the regular PayPal link. And the Streamlabs link as well, which lets your comment show up on screen just like a Super Chat does.
Right.
So, and You kind of see him here, flexing a little bit, right? Skeptical Fan is one of the few, the elite. One of the star level members and over everything, right? A few different membership levels here at MCF. Thank you to the Navy Blue and the Silver. But star members and over everything members, they get their special perks.
Nightly shout-outs.
Including the nightly shout-outs.
We had the raffle the other night with Jason Renfro with the win on that jersey. We'll talk about that in a minute. But baby, first let's shout out the star level and over everything level members.
Thank you very much, Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, Lincoln Kane, Andy Potched, Mary Alvarez, Marissa Sparkle, Dwayne Broussard, The Lunatic, and over everything, C. Bass.
Yes, you know what? He's going to be on this show, isn't he?
Yes, I was just about to say, speaking of perks, you're going to be hearing directly from Mr. C. Bass here coming up very, very soon because he has some things to say about our Dallas Cowboys, and that is one of the perks of the over everything membership.
Yep. So, and hey, welcome in, Ronnie Cook. Yes, welcome to the family here at MCF. I appreciate you all in every way you guys drop the love or the support. Appreciate you guys who try to give back at, as much as we can. And again, giving the shout outs and all that stuff is part of that. So thank you to everybody. And a lot of different ways to support the channel, a lot of different, we did kick off a new week here. But a reminder, we had yesterday we had our last star level and over everything level only membership raffle. Why is that? Because it's still the same star level and over everything level. The people there representing it, like Seabass, over everything, he gets 2, membership raffles entries there. Star level, you get 1 each. But that's it, right? That's the way we've always done it. But we're going to tweak it a little bit because we got to give the shout outs to those that make the thing going every week as well, not just monthly. But we're talking about weekly here. So the weekly winners will also get put into the star and over everything monthly jersey raffle. So again, sewn and stitched, great quality. We have like 40 of these, 35 or 40 of these within all of us. We always wrap these jerseys.
Our own in a bunch of different styles, sizes.
So, yep. The
players,
old school,
obviously.
new school guys, don't matter. Like not rookies, but basically first year guys or some rookies sometimes, along with the newer players now, as well as the whole old school Hall of Fame, whatever. Like talk about 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever. So a lot of different style sizes, of course, players. And so, if you're from another team like McLovin, if he ends up like this week, it's gonna be the first week you're gonna get put into this raffle. So I want to extra shout it out because the winners every week are gonna get put into this raffle just by not just winning the sponsor of the week or anything. You're also gonna get a chance to win one of these jerseys with the star and over everything level members. So again, just wanted to shout everyone out and hey, appreciate you all. However you're getting this raffle, appreciate you all and hey, let's get it on here, baby. Let's do the shout-outs to the people that are in the house right now, ready to watch, talk, and discuss Cowboy football.
Of course. Thank you very much to Kathy Martis. Have a great night. Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical. Yeah. Much love to you as well. You also have a great night. Raul representing, what's up? Bruce got the toxic juice saying, Jerry and Steven know how to kill a wet dream, don't they? Yeah, I don't think they've had a Cowboy-related wet dream in quite some time. They're a little too old for that.
Jerry's in the shower thinking about Dez. So.
Yeah. Oh, Thomas Garrett, the superior. Garrett, what's up? Chris Davis in the house. Thanks for repping it here.
Oh, yeah.
James Hurd, yeah. Jerry Jones is definitely counting all his pennies. So, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, what's up? The top dog himself, Dwayne Broussard. C. Bass representing, dropping those emojis. Much love to you. Mike Aldana, what's up? Juan Carlos in the house.
Yeah.
Asmodeus, repping it, what's up? Stephen White, hello and hi.
Modius repping in there.
Jason Renfro, of course, much love to the stream boss.
88 points currently.
Dez.
88 points on that stream boss. Dez and CD.
Looks like Freedom First did manage to be first today, so good for you. Let me see. Revelation Journalist, take it easy. What's up? Lost in Translation, much love to you as well. Rolando Rodriguez all the way from South Texas. Yeah. Again, as more people trickle in, I'll keep on doing their shout-outs here. But, baby, let me hand things off to you so we can start touching on our Cowboy things, right? So, 808 Cowboy, what's up? Aloha to you as well.
Appreciate everybody here with us. And let's start it up with NFL news because this has been news. Because it was yesterday. I was going to talk about it, touching it. I'm not sure 100% if it's certified, but I'll throw it out there because per NBC Sports, supposedly the NFL is going to push the NFLPA to agree to expand the season from 17 regular season games in a bye week to 18 regular season games, and it sounds like 2 bye weeks. I think Micah was saying something about he would love that, to see that happen. Either way, I'm not sure if that's a confirmed story, but just keep that in mind. In the near future, you might see 18 games. Now, it changes all the records once again. You know, all those seasonal records. Oh, God.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm not sure how to feel about that. I guess
We'll see.
if they have the 2 bye weeks, it might make more sense, but I'd have to see a little bit more before agreeing to that. Just off the top of the head, I want to say hell no. As much as I love football.
Listen, that's one thing. The players are liking an extra game with a bye week. I think Micah would like that, but the owners would definitely love it. But they also got to pay them a little bit more now, right? So it all trickles down all over the place.
They're making a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to make a lot more with those extra games, right? The owners. So either way, we know one guy's not going to be playing in any games next year, and that's Jason Kelce, center of the Eagles, now officially retired. And he said this morning, quote, "No keg videos this year. I have come to a decision and will address it at a press conference this afternoon." And yes, the Eagle, all-time great center for them, current podcaster with his brother, Travis Kelce there. Jason Kelce's officially today announced his retirement in tears with a cutoff shirt that he's retiring from the NFL. He got emotional. Even Travis Kelce was emotional there watching. It was interesting to hear, though, a comment by Jason Kelce. He said, I remember, because he was telling about things he remembered, and he said, "I remember Nick Foles with his, with the biggest dick on the team." Like, he said that.
Jesus.
Coming up to coach and saying to Peterson and saying, "Hey, can we run that Philly?" And then he started like crying, like crying, like he go, and then he went like, and he said, "Let's do it." Like, let's do the play. It was just funny to see him. And he, of course, talked about Big Dick Nick,
I
course.
I, too,
I don't know.
Cry about that.
I don't know. It was very interesting, that little segment.
Look, I honestly, to me, that just feels like the tears of a man who accepts that he's never going to see a Super Bowl again. It's a tough thing to live through. We wouldn't know.
Yeah. I got 2 things to say about that.
But to me, it's just the crazier, sadder part of this is that, Travis Kelce basically, Ron Kelce, Jason Kelce, at least got to play out his whole career. It just made me a little, pour one out for the homie Travis Frederick for a second. Like, that's it. It just made me really sad.
Well, I have 2 words for the Eagles. When they feel this way, and, he's like, "Oh, I'll never be able to get us." Fuck Philly. That's all. 2 words. Troy Aikman.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Troy Aikman had some words to say about this. He said, quote, "Congratulations, Jason Kelce, on an incredible 13-year career. Much respect for the way you did it week after week, year after year. It was an honor to watch you play." I just wanted to say the Cowboy side of thing here.
Well, he's able to say that because he didn't play against him.
Yeah.
I'm fucking.
No. He does watch him every week, so I guess he does.
Well, you have to imagine that Aikman. Like if you're watching, if you're commentating on games and things like that, obviously you get attached probably to a few people.
Yeah.
So and Colleen, always appreciate that. Much love. Hopefully we can make your work day / night / whatever time zone you're in pass by a little faster.
Yeah. We'll let it slide through quickly because we got this. This is couple NFL bits of news here that we got to touch on as we keep rolling through another day of football, NFL football, which does all come down, could affect us, could be an eventual, a player that's cut could come to the Cowboys. So that's what we're touching on right now.
Lost in translation, there's I'm not even sure how that whole 18 game situation would even begin to affect the playoffs. I don't even want to think about that.
I'm hearing it would be 16 teams now. It'd be 8-8. Yeah, it just becomes more watered down. Anyways, the Broncos today. Okay. They cut quarterback Russell Wilson. They're moving on from him, guys.
No surprise after the chatter we heard.
We knew that this was going to happen. Closing a tough chapter of his career and the team there, but allows Sean Payton and Wilson to kind of start fresh. Now, here's the crazy part about this. Russell Wilson is available for a team right now that needs a starter. Okay. Denver does avoid the extra $37 million fully guaranteed contract at this point. That's good, right? Okay. That's the expected decision. But the Broncos are now literally eating $39 million to avoid the $37 million guaranteed trigger in 2025.
A choice.
Yeah. So that's a total, guys, of $85 million in dead money for the Broncos because of Russell Wilson over the next 2 years. No matter what, they're missing the full hit, but they're gonna get that hit next year. He has to be a post June 1st cut. There's no way they could handle that full hit of $85 million in dead money in 1 year. So
Denver must really trust Sean Payton.
No, they're trusting him over Russell Wilson. The Chiefs, staying in the AFC West, the Chiefs have now officially franchise tagged cornerback L'Jarius Sneed, which we talked about the other day. He wants to be tagged. He's on the non-exclusive tag, so it makes other teams available to make deals for him and make attempts for him. But he is now looked upon to be traded. That's the whole deal. He wanted to get, he didn't mind getting tagged, and then trade it to the team he wants. We're going to work with him, the Chiefs.
All right.
And he gets permission now to speak with teams about a potential trade, making him an intriguing candidate to obviously land on another team for draft pick compensation. So someone basically has to sign him.
Okay.
And remember, we talked about the compensatory pick, not the compensatory pick, but the when it's non-exclusive, you can now, like another team can pick him up, but then that team would have to give up 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, that's the franchise tab exclusive. Non-exclusive, I think you can get to like a 3rd rounder. I'm not 100% sure, but either way,
you're
he's available
to some kind of decent draft capital trade, right?
Right.
1st, 2nd, or 3rd.
Right. Because of the non-exclusive franchise tag. But again, if he doesn't land somewhere else, he's already said that he may just play on the tag, and that's fine. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be like $20 million.
It sounds like a win-win for him is the point, because he's either fine staying and playing on the tag or being traded and playing on a different team.
Yeah, but he gets to control. Well, him and the team get to control where he goes. So that's part of the deal they're making. Again, he was a guy, some guys were saying, some people out there were saying, oh, he might come to Dallas. I don't see that happening for the cost of not just draft pick, but also how much it's going to cost to cover his bill, to speak. So he ain't coming to Dallas. Now the Eagles, they did, when it comes to, we talked about their offensive line, Kelsey leaving, but Brandon Graham is going to return to the Eagles in 2024. He wasn't, again, they wasn't sure if he was going to come back at all, but he will be back now with a new contract, not expected to hit the free agent market. So they're keeping their guy there, Brandon Graham, in the mix in Philly. He's getting a little, he's getting up there, starting to get those years in, but he's still a top guy for them.
Still viable.
Yep.
Very
for the Eagles,
valid.
Very much so. Now, you look at the Jaguars, and I'm only throwing this name out. I found this interesting because this is a guy I talked about with the Jets a couple of years ago. Defensive tackle Foley Fatukasi. All right, Fatukasi to me is a guy who's just a space eater in the middle that takes on double teams, kind of does the dirty work. If we're not going after Hankins and we're gonna go through to the draft, or we want to, again, there's better names out there to me at the defensive tackle spot. But if you want to get a cheap option for the Cowboys, this guy here, Foley Fatukasi, is a guy to pick up from Jacksonville. With the Jets before that. Again, guys, they're going to save $3.5 million on the salary cap letting him go. He ain't going to cost that much. So, again, the Cowboys have a chance to get another space-eating big man in the middle. If they're going to draft someone or pick up another guy in free agency, that's fine. This is a cheap option who's available now. So I would say keep an eye on that. If the Cowboys are smart, I think that's a guy they at least look into. Not just do the fake, we're doing our due diligence shit. Let's actually look into this guy and see if he could be a guy the Cowboys could bring in for Mike Zimmer for that interior of the defense. We'll see. Now, before free agency begins, we know we talk about Mr. Mike Evans, who yesterday we were talking about the fact that he's like ready to hit the free agent market. Today, a 180, guys. Before free agency begins next week, Buccaneers and 5-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Mike Evans reached an agreement on a 2-year deal, $52 million. That's $26 million a year, which includes $35 million guaranteed. Evans now has a real chance to kind of start his career and finish his career as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. And this is the important thing to me.
I mean, good for him.
Yeah, it's good for him, but this tells you where the market is for wide receivers and what's going to happen with CeeDee Lamb. Because now,
very good point. If he is commanding that
$25 million, right? $26 million a year, CeeDee's going to be over that. Justin Jefferson's going to be over that. So
what's CeeDee going to get? Like $30 million a year or something?
So here's the thing, guys. Sport Track. They did the Dak contract.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with a CeeDee Lamb contract. They're projecting him getting a 4-year extension from the Cowboys.
Okay.
For $120 million. All right?
I mean,
you do the math, that's $30 million a year. They're saying that $55 million will be guaranteed at signing and $75 million will be locked in through the year of 2026. So that is what Sport Track is projecting-ish, an idea of where you'll see CeeDee Lamb's pay grade in the $30 million range with Justin Jefferson right there with them. The Cowboys delayed extending CeeDee Lamb. See, this is my issue. This is why I'm going to put up this picture, like I always got to do with this fucking team, the clown fucking show. Why? As I said last offseason, why are we delaying signing CeeDee Lamb when we had a chance to? By delaying the extending the contract of CeeDee Lamb last year, which is what the Cowboys should have done. CeeDee Lamb then, after getting the non-extension, had probably his greatest statistical season that he had for sure, and even in Dallas Cowboy history. Statistically speaking,
he did.
He beat Michael Irvin's records.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so now you got to pay a higher price. You see what I mean? We could have had him for $25 million last year. But the Joneses said, let's wait. Now it's going to be 30, and now the fans want to get mad at CeeDee Lamb? Fuck that. Get mad at these two schmucks. The clown show. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that, right? I mean, any thoughts about that, baby?
Okay, so the one argument I will make, and I'll make it here shortly after I touch on Brandon J's comment.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much, Brandon. Dropping that $5.
He got that $5
holler
on it.
Do you know what he said?
Hit me.
The Giants are eyeing Jonah Jackson, Daniel Hunter in free agency.
And Daniel Hunter's a guy. I'm not really a big fan about Jonah, but Daniel Hunter's a guy that is connected to Zimmer, edge rusher. But yeah, they can. They will look at other guys. They're going to be all around to a lot of different teams. These free agents. I'm telling you right now, the Cowboys ain't looking at any of these guys.
Yeah, and I find it hard pressed to believe that the Giants can do anything overly drastic considering what they have going on right now, and how tied up in the cap they are with paying their quarterback amongst others.
I heard they're done with Daniel Jones. That's what they said today.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if they're done with him, boo-hoo for you, because you just signed him. You just locked him down. You just put a ring on it, so to speak. So good luck with those divorce proceedings. So that's what I'm saying. I can't really see any kind of moves that the Giants make that make them viable this upcoming season. Like, they are in a very deep hole that they're going to dig themselves out of just to get back to level ground. So, again, I would actually put the Commanders in a better spot than them just because they at least have the money to spend, and yeah, they're in a complete rebuild situation, but their future looks much brighter, whereas the Giants just seem like their darkest days are still ahead.
The biggest issue with them is they don't have their offensive line.
Yeah.
And that's going to make everything else on offense slow down.
To change that.
Yeah, they're still stuck with no offensive line. Anyways, much love, Brandon. Appreciate you taking Jason to 83 points, and Brandon's in third place on that board above. Now, when we talked about the CeeDee Lamb, waiting on him is now costing the Cowboys, and that's what the fucking clown show does.
Now I remember what I was going to say.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, not a big deal. But as far as the CeeDee Lamb thing, super quick. It feels like maybe the Cowboys look at it as an inflation situation with the cap increasing and the value of the dollar, so to speak, kind of going down or whatever. Like, yeah, maybe they're paying CeeDee Lamb a little more, but in order to be sure, like, today's $30 million was last year's like $27.
Agree.
So they're seeing it as, hey, we spent maybe an extra $2 million a year, so to speak, to be 100% sure about CeeDee Lamb, and look what he produced for us. Right. So I'm trying to think of it the way they might.
I agree with that. That could be the excuse they use, but let me say something to you, baby. This is what I think. The Cowboys front office, nobody knew the money was going to come this big.
I agree.
So they didn't plan it with like saying they're going to have that much leeway. So that's bad planning by them. If that's what they were thinking with less leeway, that's not smart. You don't want to cut it that close. I do agree with pushing the money down the road, but the earlier you do the deal, the cheaper it's going to be, and the more money you can still push down the road. So it makes no sense for them to wait.
We're on the same side in that sense. I'm trying to think of it like you said, like what would be their actual reasoning outside of, the usual front office shenanigans? Like, is there an actual legitimate or valid reason, something we can think of? The only other thing I can also throw out there is, why does any team not sign a guy? Because they're still not sure they want to make that type of commitment.
Or I think in our front office, it's about they think that that's the negotiation skill, and that is a failure. It seems to be when it comes to this game of negotiation where they still pay up, and they make and it's like silly reasons why they're kind of waiting and holding up things. They luck into shit, this front office. With Romo, with Dak, luck into shit. That's just part of it. It goes down this whole franchise. I'm going to talk about it. Let me actually keep talking here, baby.
Go ahead.
Because other guys I'm talking about here are, and again, not pictured, but offensive lineman Tyler Biadasz. Now, I had said yesterday, and I guess I'll take the clown show down for a moment, because I guess it can go either way. But I want to know what you guys think. Maybe I want to know what you think.
Of course.
So the Cowboys, of course, we know Tyron Smith, the situation with him. He's, going to hit free agency supposedly. So if that does happen, I figured that maybe that money might slide over to center Tyler Biadasz. Mm-hmm. The Cowboys will sign them, right? So, sounds like it. We left with two holes open. That sounds weird. The two holes open on our offensive line, are we?
One hole at a time.
I mean, we got Tyron Smith now gone. But they're saying, what about Biadasz? Are we going to let him go? Well, according to multiple sources, the Cowboys could be losing 2 members
Jesus.
of our 2023 offensive line to free agency. The Cowboys currently are not considering themselves positioned to be financially competitive for our Tyler Biadasz services, for Tyler Biadasz's services on the open market. And that's what a person very close to the Dallas Morning News said. I'm sorry, to the Cowboys, close to the situation. Said this. Yeah. So, guys, the Joneses don't even have enough money to pay Tyler Biadasz. Tyron Smith.
Where's
the all
money
in?
laundering? Like, where the fuck is all this money going?
Everyone's gonna say it's on Dak's contract, but as we've talked about, obviously, even if we don't get a deal signed with Dak right now, you hit the restructure button, and that thing opens $25 million. That's it, done. You cut Michael Gallup. You actually extend CeeDee Lamb. All these moves here, now we're under the cap by 30 or 40 million. We're players in free agency. This front office will not do anything. And I've been telling you this for years, guys. Marco Seppian and I have been going back and forth about this topic for 3 years, saying, hey, Cowboys, we need money because the cap is being taken up by Dak, and when we have money open, the Cowboys choose not to use it over and over again, sticking with their guys. That's clown show shit right there.
I genuinely don't even know what to say.
And
to
this is the all in for them. This is what it means. Jerry Jones said about the all in, and kind of walked it back with Stephen Jones the other day. We talked about it, but the all in is going all in with guys different than before. No Tyron Smith, no Tyler Biadasz. Well, and here's the thing, guys. The Cowboys, here's the deal. Behind the scenes, the Cowboys met with the agents of Tyron Smith. We know this at the Combine. And the agent for Tyler Biadasz. And these conversations could indicate that, again, we know it's for Tyron Smith. It sounds like Tyler Biadasz also far away from being far apart on the financial part of shit.
Did we have the same talk with both guys?
Sounds like
what the heck happened?
So when it comes to the draft, again, we talked about the guys the Cowboys are looking at. They had formal interviews with 10 offensive tackles, and you did say one of them, I think Bortolini, one of them played every single part of the offensive line. I know you say the Cowboys like those guys.
If there's a guy there who can do a little bit more at more than one position, that guy is going to go easily in the top 3.
Well, of the group. I don't know where he falls on the overall.
That's what I'm
saying.
He
still might be a second rounder.
Not so much overall, just like on the Cowboys' interest of list of guys to get, which I do kind of have to go back to your comment about, 2 holes open at once. Like, I don't disagree with anyone, right? Like Griff is saying, like, Biadasz wasn't it. I'm fine with moving on from him. He wasn't really performing up to the standards we wanted. I don't disagree. But it's more about, okay, now we have 2 holes. Like, how are you going to fill these 2 holes actively at the same time? Like that,
Sounds like a porn. What the Cowboys now have to think about, are they really going to go with TJ Bass at guard and push Tyler Smith at tackle and then draft the center? I'm just saying like that. We have 2 centers, and one of those centers are guard centers, and the other 10 guys we had formal interviews with are all tackles. So it sounds like they're still going to go tackle and maybe get a center. There's a deep draft for centers. So the first 3 centers are fantastic, and they'll be in the first and second round. Cowboys might go offensive tackle, offensive center. The first 2 picks. Who fucking knows with this retardo crew here of Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones?
Look, honestly, if we do that, I can't even sit there and say it's a stupid move necessarily. Am I feeling great about trusting 2 young rookies to basically, hey guys,
top of the line guy? I agree. I agree with you.
Slice it any way you want. It still gives me pause. I don't care how elite or great they might happen to be. But outside of that, it also puts us in a situation where we can 100% guarantee 9 out of the 10 free agent moves we make are going to have to be defense.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy. Like
no way around that, right?
Well, that's probably smarter if you're going to roll with a defense that you're building through only Zimmer for a year. But look, here's the thing. And I see some of you guys talking about TJ Bass and Hoffman, like Bass, saying they're not it. They are it for backups, but they're not it for starters. And I said this last night, but the thing is this, the Cowboys, I think the front office is thinking that Biadasz is pricing himself out of their range. We heard 3 years, $21 million, that's $7 million a year. Maybe he's asking for $10 million or $11 million a year.
Connor Williams-esque situation, like how he went to Miami?
Yep, it sounds like that's what's going to happen here. So the Cowboys, who do you have left? At center, one guy, Brock Hoffman.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. He had some nice backup play, but he's not a full-time starter.
Yeah, I don't mind him as our continuing backup. Yeah, that's cool.
Great, but not as a fucking starter here because he's one of our guys, undrafted. It's by Jerry and Steven here. So again, Brock Hoffman would be the replacement for Biadasz if Biadasz goes as of this moment without drafting or picking up any free agents. But again, when it comes to the offensive line and potential change, Tyler Smith might have to kick out to the outside. And that means that interior will be Brock Hoffman at center and left guard will be TJ Bass. That's not it. You don't want to do that, right? Bass understands. So again, here's the thing. When you look at that possibility of Tyler Smith kicking out the tackle, 60% of the offensive line will be different in week 1 than we did when we saw them last time. I'm just saying, like week 1 this year, we would have Tyler Smith being tackle and 2 new center and guard on the left side, left guard and center replacement. So that's 3 new guys. That's 60%. 3 out of the 5 guys are new. A new placement on the line. So to me, it makes sense to listen. Here's what I'm saying: we got Austin Richards. We also have TJ Bass and Brock Hoffman as backups. These 3 guys are our backups. And it is okay to have this as our backups. Now, we don't have to worry about replacing Tyron Smith anymore because we're going to have to get a starter. That's a full-time starter, not scared of injury, We're going to at least have that positive going into this year. But TJ Bass is the one that would have, I think, more every week starting capabilities between him and Brock Hoffman. But that would be at guard, and it means Tyler Smith had to play tackle. So, again, Hoffman, I think we need to find a center then in that situation. But I do not like TJ Bass as a starter. I think maybe in the future he has more higher potential to be a week-by-week starter. But I don't think he is a current week-to-week starter right now.
I'm just going to repeat what I asked earlier. Where the hell is all this money going? Because, again, not paying Tyler Biadasz that kind of money makes sense. Wanting to bring back Tyron Smith a little cheaper makes sense. Somehow taking both of these guys and just like throwing them off the side of the boat and continuing forward does not make sense to me. I have to agree with Desmodius. He said, I can think of buku things they could be doing other than getting rid of Tyron Smith.
Agreed.
It feels like we're almost looking for problems. You're seriously going to tell me that caving a tiny bit with Tyron Smith, who is already, he's overpaid for maybe the current situation, but he's still within a very reasonable range. And no matter what you say, you can't say we can't afford it. We have the money. Like even now, even if we did absolutely nothing right this second, we have the money. So it feels like we're looking for problems at the O-line. Just saying.
I mean, we definitely have problems now.
And I guess maybe there's a chance that we look at a free agent there when it comes to the offensive line. But again, what kind of free agent are you going to bring in that's going to somehow be better than Tyron Smith and Biadasz somehow, or at least on a similar level, but also cheaper at the same time? Something about that doesn't compute because they're playing at a similar level. They're going to command a similar price. And Tyron Smith at least feels like the more... if you're telling me, hey, you can only... you're forced to keep one, Biadasz or Smith, Tyron Smith 10 times
even with the injuries
easily.
And the possibilities.
Absolutely.
Right,
absolutely. Especially after this past season. That season proved if you manage him carefully, he will play about 70-75% of the season, which I'm sorry, that to me is worth it. Anyway,
but then you have to have a backup ready, and we don't have a backup ready. We have to make another adjustment for that. I think the Cowboys.
So the solution is to get rid of the guy?
No, I agree. I agree with you.
Getting rid of Tyron Smith just causes more problems.
Keep Tyron Smith, but the Cowboys, I think also Tyron Smith would be asking for $15 million. Cowboys ain't going to pay that. Let the Chiefs pay that.
Well,
right. So I'm just saying we don't really know.
We don't know if maybe he is trying to cash out his last year or two of football and go big or go home. Listen, I don't know.
I don't know, but I do know this. We'll see how the free agent market tests the fact that whatever he's demanding, would Tyron Smith get that? Don't think so with the injury past and all that stuff going on. Anyways, the point is we're going to continue. This is a theme of clown show today here, but we're going to move on to another person. And it's not Tyron. It's not the offensive line. It's going to be on the offense, though. And that is Trey Lance. Oh, look at him down there. There you are. Trey Lance. You're like, what? Yeah, Trey Lance, guys. So we traded for Trey Lance, a 4th-round pick, to the Niners. Recall, right? Last year?
I think I was there.
There's a rumor going around, and it's pretty reliable from Rich Eisen. All right? This rumor from Rich Eisen, a longtime NFL personality, current backbone of the NFL Network. He doesn't take credit for this idea or this rumor, I guess, but he said that he overheard it during the scouting combine. Now, he's there for the scouting combine. So, again, take it with a grain of salt. But there's supposedly some interest for a trade from some teams for Trey Lance.
Now, that is a little bit different from, I guess, the initially assumed narrative.
Well, let me tell you what the breakdown is here
Okay.
first. It's the Minnesota Vikings, hence the little the question mark on the thumbnail. It's in purple and the thumbnail has it's purple and yellow for a reason. They're the question marks because he may be ending up in Minnesota. Why do you say this? Well, here's the thing, guys. It depends how much the Vikings, number one, might like Trey Lance compared to the other prospects in this draft. There's not many great prospects in this draft that they maybe don't want to risk on a pick. So maybe trading for someone like Trey Lance makes sense. The big deal, though, is what about Kirk Cousins, right? He's not under contract. Not much is indicating that Minnesota is looking to re-sign him. So there are currently no quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think the last rumor I heard was that Atlanta was courting Kirk Cousins.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to get to that in a minute. But again, a new quarterback, again, when Kirk Cousins not under contract and Minnesota not looking to re-sign him, a new quarterback era is coming near for the Vikings. So they only have Nick Mullins and Jaron Hall as their quarterback. So they're looking quarterback this year.
That went.
And they might not be able to grab one of these top quarterbacks. They'll be gone before they get there. So they are actually, this is the word now, Rich Eisen, he's saying basically, with Trey Lance might be a trade option for the Vikings and the Cowboys. Now, Trey Lance, he's been in the NFL for 3 years, 2 with the Niners, 1 with us. Is he a future-minded asset? Really? You going to bank it all on Trey Lance? I doubt it. He's only turning 24, though, in May. So he's 23 right now. He's literally a little younger than some of the top quarterback prospects this year. Yeah, he's still younger than them.
Still very young, yes. Still developing,
right.
Still with a lot of potential, and he's already shown some pretty decent, solid things, all things considered.
Well, again, not in San Francisco, looked pretty bad. In Dallas, supposedly he's developing, but the point is, he's younger than
we're talking compared to like guys they could draft or like similar. Remember, it's not like they have a top 10 pick here. Like they're not like they'd have to make serious moves to grab a serious contending quarterback.
And that's what I'm saying. That the top quarterbacks right now, Bo Nix and Michael Penix Jr., the current class of top quarterbacks, these guys are older than him. Keep that in mind. Now, that's good or bad, being in college a little longer, but Trey Lance kind of not really doing much out there. Because the Cowboys, for us, I think we should definitely be interested in trading him for a draft pick this year. We are short on draft picks. Vikings have some extra draft picks.
It's funny because they did say the one thing that makes Jerry and Steven perk up a bit, right?
Yeah, draft capital.
You want some draft picks?
Yeah.
They both went, ooh.
So the word for a quarterback like Trey Lance right now, who hasn't thrown a pass last year in a game, and again, this, according to Eisen, what he overheard was the Cowboys get a day 2 pick. That's a 3rd rounder, at the very least. All right, so again, we gave away a 4th rounder to San Francisco. We get a 3rd rounder back. That's a magnificent move. So that trading him would also wipe his hit from the cap this year off our books. $5.3 million would now be available again for the Cowboys. We of course have Cooper Rush would be the backup, and you can
sign a guy. You can sign an offensive lineman now.
Yeah, hey, no excuses, right? Can you sign one of those 2 guys? I don't know. But Minnesota would be, again, a lot more interested in Trey Lance in a world where Kirk Cousins actually leaves them, which, like you were saying, baby, Monday, I mean, this is literally tonight. Everyone's reporting that there's a lot of talk about Kirk Cousins going to the Falcons.
Okay.
And if that happens, that would drastically help the trade of Trey Lance to the Vikings.
All right. So
at least that's what it sounds like right
guess,
now.
There's a little more weight to that rumor than I thought.
Yeah, so that whole Trey Lance taking over Dak Prescott's spot, if they trade him, obviously Dak's getting paid. So that's just the way it's going to be there, it seems like, right? So,
yeah.
Because that's the Joneses kind of looking at their own little move, the little crazy move they made with getting Trey Lance, and now it's an immediate failure. That's not much confidence there if this is true when it comes to McCarthy.
Reminding us all, Trey Lance is from Minnesota as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right? So, yeah, 2nd or 3rd, some on 10, 8, 8. late 3rd round pick at best had bad intentions.
Yeah, I think they're saying a day 2 pick because it's a 3rd rounder and not a 2nd rounder.
By the way, Jason Cervantes said Collins is not worth it. By the way, Sledhead50 said, I've never seen Lance play. Is he a pocket quarterback or more of a Lamar type?
I think not Lamar. He's mobile. He gets out the pocket and can get stuff going. I mean, he's kind of exciting in that sense. But yeah, I haven't really seen enough of him, in my opinion. And what we've seen sometimes, I mean, he had some decent games early on, but then got injured and has been kind of like, he was kind of out of it, and then he played horribly when he came back last year.
I'm going to throw this
and
out
lost
there
his job,
as
became
well.
third stringer, right?
If
2
the
years ago.
Cowboys had interest in him, that means that at least McCarthy believes that he can probably play in a similar system to Dak.
Huh.
I'm not saying he's exactly like Dak. I'm just saying that they might have similar strengths at least.
And I think comparing to Cooper Rush, that's the advantage we have with Trey Lance. If he can bypass Cooper Rush, we have somebody that can still slide into the system we have and play similarly as Dak Prescott does. Cooper Rush can't handle that most of that stuff. So that's just the way that would be. It would make us more of a dual threat quarterback, keeps that going in the system. So anyways, with all this said, guys, the Cowboys could also, like I'm just saying, because of everything I literally just said, this is a motivation for the Cowboys to hang on for Trey Lance for our own future. He's the same age as some of the top. It's like a rookie we're drafting with Trey Lance. It's like we drafted a rookie with a 4th rounder. That's what I keep thinking in my mind. He didn't play last year. We gave him this year's pick. Yeah. So think of this year's 4th round pick we lost as Trey Lance. I would take him in the 4th round and roll the dice with him.
I agree.
And again, he's just younger than some of the top prospects. So, depending,
like I said, there's just a lot of upsides to Trey Lance as of now in the sense of the potential.
Exactly. And teams seeing that. Other teams out there willing to roll the dice and give up a 3rd rounder or maybe a second. I would love it, but I'm not going to hold my breath for that. The thing is, right now, he's just depending on how things go with Dak, which is really kind of, we're going to finish with Dak Prescott speaking. But depending on how things go with Dak, the Cowboys may like to have maybe Trey Lance around for a little bit of maybe quote unquote leverage. I don't really see that, but maybe saying, hey, listen, we'll just roll with this guy. If you're not gonna sign for the deal we need. You never know. You never know, but I don't think that's gonna. Dak ain't gonna move from that. Trust me, and he shouldn't. I mean, Trey Lance is not ready yet. So this could all be just bullshit as well. Okay. Rich Eisen, though, is a reputable source, so he's not gonna just bullshit or put his reputation on the line like that. Still, though,
but we all know that a deal's never done until the ink is signed.
Of course, no, there's still a lot of buts and ifs and waiting ons.
I think just the fact that there's interest and that the Cowboys seem possibly open to it, to me, that is just a positive overall. Because let's be real, within the confines of things the Cowboys are willing to do, at least this gives us a viable chance of maybe, like you just said earlier, if they choose to be crazy and double dip on O-line here in this draft, this at least puts that in a little bit more of a reasonable light, a little bit more of a viable situation. That puts a little less pressure on, one, the rest of the picks, and two, on our free agency situation as well.
That's probably the biggest.
Anything that gives us more
things.
Chances, more options, we're about it. And those middle picks are sometimes where Will McClay does his best work.
Yeah, that's very good points, baby. Fantastic points. And kind of finishing up on this discussion here, again, picking up Trey Lance last year is kind of out of character for the Cowboys. We didn't just say last year, kind of pulling that move.
It was.
I kind of called it at the beginning of the offseason. I said, let's go try to grab him. And everyone was like, nah, that'd be crazy. We're never going to get him.
Well, like I said, because we didn't think the Cowboys would actually do it. Not so much that people weren't interested in making the move.
You go back to last year at the beginning of the offseason, and I was saying Trey Lance, a guy that they have 3 quarterbacks there. They're not going to keep all of them. So that's like Trey Lance could be an option. We got him for a 4th rounder, which, by the way, we knew that we could have got him probably for a 5th rounder instead of a 4th. Either way, point is this. Whether this is real or not, we don't know. There is some interest, though, in the fact that the Cowboys did something out of character by getting him last year. If we flipped him for a higher draft pick, it would make a lot more sense for the Cowboys if they wanted to just use this for leverage or put him in the mix here. But with free agency nearly upon us here, guys, a week away, and the draft is right after that. Just another interesting 2024 offseason wrinkle, I guess. Now, I want to bring up, this is important to me because this kind of slides into literally the Biotish stuff, Tyron Smith stuff, Trey Lance stuff, the clown show here. Yeah, once again, the clown show. Why am I saying clown show? Because this is what we just talked about, baby, about the way that things are kind of out of character once in a while for the Cowboys. Why is it? Is it Stephen Jones? Is it Jerry Jones? This is what they said, that for a man, this was an interview recently with Stephen Jones. And basically Stephen Jones is saying, basically, for a man of his age and Jerry Jones, his dad, his tolerance for risk is still very, very high. He said, quote, that is one of the one of the unique things about him, meaning Jerry Jones. That's what Stephen said. Stephen Jones said. He said, quote, he is the patriarch, and I think it's going to be more difficult when he's not here to take those risks. I mean, right now, he makes the final call. Now, we know that Stephen Jones is much more involved with the salary cap and the moves and much more in control of this. Of course, Jerry still signs off on the checks and makes the final decisions,
but it sounds like, if you really go off some of the things Stephen's saying, and we've known this as well, how many times has it happened where a deal for the Cowboys is trying to be made, things are going south, this player all of a sudden might not even come back, Jerry sits down and talks with them, and the next day they're sitting down to sign their contract. Jerry, I will give credit where credit is due. Jerry has come through 2 or 3 times in the last handful of years in clutch moments to get players signed to those big deals.
I agree. I agree. He is a big part of some of these things, but
I'm just saying, like, it just sounds like Steven is a little bit more scared to, like, pull the trigger on some guys the way that Jerry seems to be a little more all in on certain guys.
Stephen Jones acknowledged that when this is important here.
Of course.
This is what happens when Jerry Jones dies. Stephen Jones spoke about this. He acknowledged that when he and Charlotte and Jerry Jr. are in charge, when Jerry passes, it's going to be difficult. He said, quote, I think that we may take fewer risks when he's not here than when he is here. So even less moves for the Cowboys in free agency, it sounds like, when Jerry Jones passes, with Stephen Jones in full control. Now, Dak wouldn't be here if that trade up to get Paxton Lynch went through. Remember, Jerry Jones taking risks is good sometimes not good. Jerry Jones was going to trade away a pick and go up and get Paxton Lynch, and then we wouldn't have drafted Dak in the 4th. So Jerry Jones lost sleep, he said, over missing out on Paxton Lynch when the draft first occurred. And then, basically, that's a bad risk to have Jerry Jones, but that's where it's good to have Stephen Jones in the way. Didn't he save that Travis Frederick deal? So Jerry Jones said he barely slept that night after the first round when Paxton Lynch went by him, and he said he thought he messed everything up. He said, quote, I got to bed around 3 a.m. thinking about Paxton Lynch, and I got up at 6, and before the morning was over, I had talked to 6 people about how I messed it all up. I was still mad about it the next morning, end quote. So that's Jerry Jones risking a lot. Now, you got Mr. No Risk over here, Stephen Jones. So, again, it's kind of a scary kind of future for the Cowboys when Jerry goes. Now, the final part of tonight, we're going to talk about Dak Prescott, because he was doing something great once again. Off the field, one of the best out there. Dak Prescott, for a second straight year, serving as the co-chair of the Children's Cancer Fund, a night to remember. It's an event that's going to be held officially on April 19th at the Anatole Hotel with Troy Aikman, and also Babe Laufenberg was there. Of course, he lost his son to cancer. It's a cause that obviously hits home for Dak Prescott. Each child that was at this event today was being presented with a commemorative football and a picture with took a picture with both Dak Prescott and Troy Aikman, and each photo for the kids. Dak and Troy Aikman said the annual Children's Cancer Fund is one of the best things they can do each year, and it means a lot to them. The Children's Cancer Fund, the person who runs it, Jennifer Arthur, said, quote, these two guys are so authentic. There's nothing they wouldn't do for these kids. They show up time and time again. Troy Aikman said that he thinks, when they were talking to Troy for a little bit, thinks that Dak Prescott will be the quarterback in Dallas for quite some time. So he's all on this extension going through. Dak entering of course, we know the final year of his deal. Troy Aikman said, quote, he should be. I mean, as far as when it comes to, you think he's going to be there?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, you think he's going to be there for a while? He said, quote, he should be. He's proven that he can play at a high level. So that was Troy Aikman's 2 cents. Now the bike moves over to Dak Prescott, baby, and he's a girl dad now.
He is.
Officially, a baby is now. What did I say yesterday? If you guys listen to the show, you go back and listen to it. But what did I say about him dating a Cuban woman, right now having a baby with a Cuban woman? Yeah. What did Michael Jordan do? Michael Jordan, he's of course under Michael Jordan's shoe brand, right?
At first I was joking. I'm like, oh no, you're crazy.
Yeah, Jordan married a Cuban after his divorce with his wife and his kids and all that. And Dak is marrying a Cuban, and he's now naming his kid MJ. He's got a deal with under. I'm saying his little girl is named MJ. I'm not sure what the initials stand for.
But yes, mazel tov to Dak. Congratulations to him.
Mom and the child are doing
baby.
Great, by the way.
Thank
yes.
Goodness.
So what did he say about being a girl dad now, officially into fatherhood?
Yes, he said, I feel different, I guess, especially when you wake up in the morning and you see that baby and you understand the responsibilities. Yeah, it's special. He said he's already changed a few diapers, right? So
he was born on February 29th. 2024. I'm sorry. She was born on February 29th, 2024. Of course, if we all follow in the calendar, that's leap year, right? So, number 4, welcome.
I don't follow the calendar. I didn't know that.
Number 4, our guy here, Dak Prescott, welcome baby MJ on a date that happens every 4 years. It's interesting, right? So, Dak also spoke about the culture of the Cowboys.
Hopefully she brings a little extra luck. But before we touch on Dak's culture, I do want to take a second here. Shout out the man, the lunatic. Much love to you. Kind of rolling back, because I actually saw 1 or 2 comments in the chat I wanted to address.
Yes, I'm sorry.
And then we'll finish on the Dak stuff, no problem. But he said, to quote D-Law when he was talking to Steve, man, F you, just cut me. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it was... I think it's easy to forget how contentious some of those negotiations were. Now, it's easy to forget because at the end of the day, we signed on the dotted line and nothing soothes, the fifis, like a nice big paycheck and a long-term contract, right? So, Chalk Down My 1008 said Jarrah was having orgasms thinking about that scrub. That's in Paxton Lynch, right?
He was, literally.
Bad Intention said, knowing Jerry and Steven, they got Trey Lance to play chicken with Dak, and it's all about contract negotiation.
The Trey Lance is so far behind, right?
It's not yes and no. I agree, just because obviously whenever you get any kind of quarterback depth, like you're looking to improve the position, but you can't deny that there was maybe a little bit more strategy with the Cowboys' intentions with Trey Lance. Like I said, I think it's just one of those things that happen to benefit both things, They wanted to get more depth at the quarterback situation. They wanted a guy that maybe they could continue to grow into a backup quarterback, right? But, hey, it just so happens that it also does this other thing too, right? So, and yeah, Seabass girl dad. Ooh. So... Here, Andy Potts, much love to you. Always go Cowboys. Yeah. So here we go. Just wanted to take a second to hit up the chat there. So rolling back, Dak Prescott, as far as the culture of the team, he said, quote, the culture is high. The culture is great from my standpoint. That's something I've always bragged on and took pride in. Any questions about that? I feel attacked. I know some of the guys in the locker room do too.
So he's basically like, listen, we pride ourselves on building a good culture out here. And, I agree with Dak Prescott. I think Dak does do a good job trying to build culture and, again, getting guys together and kind of integrating themselves together and kind of meshing better with each other. But to me, it's not about, that's not the part of the culture that's missing with the players as much as it is with the organization and the way they're kind of, to me, it's more the way they handle their shit. The organization is not having any kind of direction of culture when it comes to Jerry and Steven. In my humble opinion, yes, the players can only do so much, but I mean, I think Dak immersed himself in there. I was just about to say,
I think the hard part about that is it's not like Dak himself is doing anything wrong. Again, as a leader, you can't ask for more. But it sucks sometimes to know that even if you try your hardest and give it your best, you just haven't done well enough. Whatever culture changes and things that we've done are certainly great, and I don't take that away from them, but clearly it's not enough because we're still not able to mentally hold up in these tough moments the way that we need to. Yeah. So I'm calling it out the way I see it too, because lots of people like to say we like to give Dak, so many passes here. But, I mean, Dak, you got to maybe look a little internally here. Like, what is it about our current culture now that can bring this team together, but it also means that we're failing together somewhere in such epic fucking ways?
In some ways, yeah. If we're doing all this, and why is it still failing? So, look, another big deal with this offseason was that 2-word phrase by Jerry Jones that, all in. Dak was saying he wasn't really following much on social media. He was doing his own thing. We know he was skating somewhere in Utah. I mean, not skating, but skiing somewhere in Utah with his girl before a month ago or so. But with Sean Lee. But the point is that he does know about all in. He heard about that from Jerry Jones. So what did Dak have to say? What are his 2 cents on the all in move by Jerry Jones? And obviously we see it's not really all in. So I wonder what Dak thinks about this all-in, quote-unquote, all-in move. He
said, I've heard that one. I'm excited to see it, honestly. I don't know. I can't say I've had conversations with, Jones about what is all-in or how he plans on making those moves. But, yeah, let's see it. I'm excited for it.
You say Jones, you're talking about Jerry Jones. Yeah, yes. I would just say Jerry. But the point is that, again, yes, he hasn't even spoken with, conversations with Jerry Jones about going all-in and what does that entail. But to me, he's like, let's see. I'm excited for it. It's funny how he started it. I've heard that one. I'm excited to see it, honestly.
Like, out of all the bits of news that trickled down to Dak.
He got that one.
That one he
got.
And
I think he knows, like we know, that don't mean shit what he said about all in. I'm talking about Jerry Jones.
That one.
So I think that's the Dak.
You can take that 2 ways.
The way Dak said this, it would be better to hear his context, but the way he said it was more like, oh, really? Well, let's see it. Let's see it. Come on. I'm waiting for it. Let's see it. It's kind of like he wasn't saying that like we haven't done anything yet. It's more like, okay, that'll be interesting to see Jerry Jones actually try to go all in. But it's almost like condescending or sarcastic. It felt like a little bit
I'm not trying to imply that he's calling Jerry out. I'm just trying to imply that he's calling Jerry out.
On his all in mindset. Yes, it seems like he is. So either way, though, in the end, it all comes down to money. At the end, it comes down to Dak's contract on this new contract, potential new contract. So he's confident, right?
Let's talk about it, right?
I mean, he's a second All-Pro team last year, MVP type of the year, and asked on Monday about his confidence in a new deal with the Dallas Cowboys. What did Dak Prescott say?
I'm definitely confident. Obviously, it helps the team, and it's important for the salary cap numbers. It's a process, and both sides understand that. Everything's great. So
again, guys, if you extend Dak, you're gonna if you extend him with the deal, you're gonna drop his cap hit from $60 million to probably $34 million to $36 million. That's gonna be $28 million saved, possibly $26 million saved.
Yeah, even Troy Aikman kind of expanding on his earlier comment. Remember where he said that, he's proven he can play at a high level. He actually, again, had a little more to say in that regard.
Because remember, you go forward and extend. You can restructure him and then extend him somewhere in a month or two from now. But these are things the Cowboys are going to have to do, and they're going to let it play out. So, again, when it comes to doing a deal or not with him and going in 2025 without a deal with Dak, could you imagine what did Troy Aikman say about all these things when it comes to Dak and getting a deal?
I've been listening to you guys on television and radio. They have to do this deal, don't they? They have to free up some money. He'll be here for a little while longer, and he should be. He's proven he can play at a high level. I know they've come up short as a team the last few years, but he's been a great player in this league, and his best years are still ahead of him.
So, there you go. Troy Aikman, give me a full context
it's unfortunate that when you talk to pretty much every quarterback, and especially if you go off Romo. I mean, Romo said that quarterbacking really started clicking for him in year 8, 9. That was right. I'm just saying, it was around then when he was that's when it became second nature. Yeah. Exactly. So I'm hoping that since Dak's a bit of a late bloomer, I'll even give you that. I'm hoping that in this next year or two, we see Dak again take that next step. So all the quarterbacks that have been able to physically last this long and play around the level that Dak have all mentioned having that moment.
Coming at this year here, 9th, 10th years, they're already going to be much better in their year. And again, when you see the McCarthy tweaks after that, the Charger game after the bye week, you see the best of Dak out there. And
now,
you can see what he can do.
Sharing his thoughts, saying the Clown Show is going to restructure, not extend Dak, because they're football guys and win their way.
So, again, that's what I was saying. I fully expect a restructure to happen first, and then maybe an extension after that, because then you can play around. But, again, up until training camp, you don't want that hanging over the team throughout the season. And that's what I'm saying. You can play games up until July, and then get the deal done, Jerry and Steven. Now, again, Dak Prescott restructuring. That's we restructure him, guys. If we give CeeDee Lamb his extension, and we cut Michael Gallup and a couple other guys, LVE, you're gonna get $30 million, $40 million under the cap in time for free agency. If you really want to go, as Jerry and Steven or Jerry Jones said, all in. If you really want to go all in, right, Jerry? If you want to really go all in, that's the way you would do it. You would restructure Dak right now, give CD his extension if he takes it, because right now you might want to wait, and you cut a couple guys like Michael Gallup and a couple others. You also can restructure like Trayvon Diggs. You can restructure Zach Martin. So this will open up even more money, and there's no reason why the Cowboys could not go all in if they really wanted to. So stop the bullshit, Steven and Jerry. Again, if they're going to take more risks, make them smart risks. Don't make them Paxton Lynch risks, but let's make smarter risks and play a little bit of Stephen Jones kind of money game, I guess. But let's get a couple guys in the mix here and improve some positions that we were at a little weaker at last year.
Exactly. So
there you go.
Anyway, back to you, baby. That was it on the Troy Aikman commentary.
Yeah, that's it. And that's a wrap here in MCF. I told you guys it'd be an hour show tonight. It'd be a quickie tonight. So hit up a couple comments and shout outs combo, baby, as we get ready to get out of here. I will shout out a couple people here like A. Lavelle, Jason Renfro, Skeptical Fan, and Brandon James. Brandon J, how's that? Much love to you guys dropping the love tonight, kicking off a new week. As you can see above, the gifting leader currently is the gifting champion, back-to-back like our 90s Cowboys. It's Skeptical Fan. He dropped 2 up there. Much love to him. Jason Renfro, 83 points on the stream, boss. Again, much love to Mr. Jason Renfro. Go Cowboys, holding it down still with 83 points. And then you look at who's the leader in the Cash App side. Ooh, not Skeptical, sorry. Skeptical is the leader in the gifting side, as he went back-to-back, like I said. But Jason Renfro is the leader currently on the on the Cash App board. And then on the overall board right now, we have a 2-way tie between A. Lavelle and Skeptical Fan, who are up there, both kicking off the week this week, and the show basically this week with the gifting and the super chat. So appreciate you guys on all those sides. But now let's get to the people running the show. Skeptical Fan is running the deal here when it comes to the gifting membership king. Much love to him on that. And when it comes to the king of the Cash App and the sponsor of the week, you got to show the love to McLovin. Much love.
Thank you,
appreciate
McLovin.
him. Even as a Dolphin fan, he's repping these boards 3 weeks in a row as the sponsor of the week, 4 weeks in a row as the Cash App king. Again, appreciate you and your love and support here and on the After Dark, an MCF After Dark, which is on a separate channel here.
If you know.
If you know, go find it. Hey, be part of that for the late night. Sometimes 4 or 5 times a week. So keep checked in there, guys. But appreciate everybody in the house. Appreciate the people that rep the boards, drop the love, and show the support in that way on both channels. And baby, give the combo, I guess, of shout outs with their comment here and there.
Of course. We have the man, the lunatic, much love, saying, need Steve to say we are giving Daddy 1 or 2 more shots at the Lombardi and really go all in. Talk is cheap, Steve. Hey, if you take his comments, our only chance, apparently, of going even a little bit in is Jerry. Apparently, Steven's not even going to put it in.
Jerry's
talked to Montana
so Jerry said it, and Steven said no.
Much loves. And look, I 1,010% back up everything you're saying there. We don't need to put Dak on like a Super Bowl pedestal or whatever to sit there and say that he's obviously doing better than Russell Wilson right now. So, anyway, bad intentions.
No one's saying he's elite. Just Dak is a top 7 quarterback in the NFL, and they don't grow on they just don't grow on trees.
Bobby Gary says Stephen Jones looking like Elton John. Double R said, we don't need to talk Dak. My eyes tell me what I see. I love the Cowboys, but fuck, I'm 51 and I'm not sure if I'll ever see the Cowboys in a Super Bowl in person and not just on TV. That one hurts, and I really hope for all of our sakes that is not the case.
I just know it's not only on Dak. It's on this entire team, organization, foundation, all that. Yeah.
Revelation journalist said Dak is not Dak. He's now Hefe Dak. Yep. David Weber, not sure what facts are bad, but facts are not bad. Facts are good.
By the way, what do you think about his new look with the goatee? That's really the difference.
That's Hefe Dak.
That's Hefe Dak, right? And you see his little baby over there?
Literally, Dak Daddy.
That's his baby, but covered by a little angel face there because, Yeah, Dak Prescott didn't want to blow up the spot
respecting
there.
the
He's got his baby, and then he's got his money coming. Right, Jerry, Steven, back there? Trey Lance right behind him, question marks, Minnesota. We talked about it all. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me see. Sledhead 5-0, take it easy. I agree. Dak does have the right coach right now. The Lunatic,
I agree.
Much love to you. Pioneer, have a great night. Let me see who else is here. I'm going to shout out Nightbot. Andy Potch, take it easy. Much love. C. Bass, of course.
Yeah, over everything.
The man himself. Trying to go back. Hey, I'm just trying to make sure I don't do any like extra shout outs. Let me see. Raul, Griff 181, take it easy. Thomas Garrett, the Superior Garrett.
Oh yeah.
Jason Cervantes, Lost in Translation, much love. Let me see. I know we had Dwayne Broussard, the top dog in here. Jason Renfro.
Freedom First was first.
Yeah, that's as far back as it lets me go, at least on my side. So, Brandon J, thanks for being here. Take it easy. All of you guys, again, huge shout out to everyone here. Of course, take a second, hit like, sub it up, hit the bell. Follow us anywhere and everywhere at MyCowboysFamily. Thank you very much to the sponsor of the week.
McLovin, yeah.
Really. 3 weeks in a row, McLovin showing the love, and 4 weeks in a row as our Cash App King. Thank you so much, McLovin. Jason Renfro, 83 points on that stream, boss. Much love to him and Skeptical Fan.
Yeah, back to
always
back.
Stays skeptical, but always showing the love. He is your gifting membership king.
And, baby, as we head out for the first, again, tomorrow we may actually show up here, guys, on a Tuesday for the first time. We'll see. But either way, maybe no, we'll see. But again, if there's news, we definitely will be on or try to tomorrow. Either way, though, guys, appreciate you all. And, baby, why do we do this each and every damn night here at My Cowboys Family?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly here, we always rep that star over everything here at MCF, here at My Cowboys Family for almost 7 years now. A couple months away from 7 years on YouTube. Building it forward, 34,000 beyond as far as, subscribers. We call them family members here. Appreciate you all, guys. And never forget, for My Cowboys Family, never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, go Cowboys. Let's get that 6 and beyond. Thank you all for dropping the knowledge in the chat all night long. You can also drop your emojis if you're in the membership. So appreciate you guys. See the Lunatic doing it. Juan Carlos, of course, him as well. Many others dropping their thoughts there when it comes to the Cowboy side of things. Yes, the Giants, talked about Montana dropping the star. Thank you all, guys, for doing your thing. Can't do this without, just talking to ourselves. We need you guys in the chat, the back and forth. Appreciate that. And also truly humbled and appreciative to the people dropping the love from above when it comes to the, the donations, the super chats, the cash apps, all that good stuff, guys. And just not this channel, but both channels here and MCF After Dark. Truly appreciate your guys' love and support. On that note, though, as we drop out on this show for tonight, kicking off a brand new week, relocking and reloading for another one here. Maybe tomorrow, definitely by Wednesday. Baby, before we can drop out for the night, tell everybody what we got to do.
We got to drop the beat.
That was a quickie there. Kind of like the show. Hour and 10 minutes, front to back. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make your comments. Put your comments down below if you're watching this on the replay.
2 holes, front to back, all this stuff.
A lot of crazy stuff.
What a show.
What a show tonight. Thank you all again for chilling here and giving up your time, hanging here with us as we wrap up another day of news, info, and updates on our MCF Cowboys chat. Yeah. Trey Lance, Minnesota, we'll see. Jerry's thinking about it. Steven's thinking about other things. Dak's thinking about his little baby and that contract coming. We'll talk about all these things and so much more right here on My Cowboys Family, where it's about that navy blue, that silver too, that star over everything here at MCF. Never forget the number one thing on this channel. The number one thing on My Cowboys Family. Much love to all of you in the house on the daily and nightly. Thank you all. Definitely don't forget, again, to hit that like button for the stream. It helps the analytics. Also, subscribe to the channel and keep it growing. Hit that notification bell and move it to all videos so you know we're going live, as well as following us on social media, X, Twitter, at My Cowboys Family. We got the Discord. We got the description. Read it below, and all the info is in there. Thank you all. Have a great night. Stay safe. We'll see you back tomorrow or the next day for another one. And never, ever forget, yeah, Cowboys!
Monk on the beat.